The Royal Guards are rarely caught showing any type of emotion. What tourists see are the serious faces of stoic warriors who have sworn to defend the royal family with their lives. So when these officers stand at their post, most adults try to compose themselves and be as unconfrontational as possible. Kids, on the other hand, truly love the warriors in red and are just so happy to be here. And despite the serious atmosphere, you won't believe some of the Royal Guard's crazy reactions when they meet their young fans. The last guard was almost weeping. Imagine everybody's surprise at seeing a kid fully dressed as a royal guard. Even the guard on duty was definitely shocked and wondering what was going on. But there was a twist. This kid wasn't just wearing these uniforms for show. He had learned how to walk and march like a real-life guard. In fact, when he got to the front of this guard, he saluted him, and the guard on duty immediately returned the salutation as if he was standing before a colleague. This was so cool, and the boy will certainly not forget it for a long time. This is such a wholesome video. The boy, the horse, the guard, and the tourists themselves all made this moment very beautiful. You probably pointed out that the parent of the boy shouldn't have brought him so close to the horse. And to be honest, you are right. But that is what this video is all about. Rare moments. The guard allowed that closeness, and the horse allowed it too. Animals tend to sense innocence sometimes. It understood that this little boy was not there to harm it in any way. It is a very rare thing to see the guards talking or speaking to anyone outside their command while on duty, but this interaction between the guard and one of the most respectful kids you have probably seen is one of the most wholesome things to be caught on video. The girl carefully walked close to the horse, and the first thing she did was greet the guard and then ask if it was okay to touch the horse. He was kind enough to tell her she could, and you could hear her say thank you very loudly. It was truly wonderful that they both showed mutual respect for one another. This guard was honestly doing his very best to hide his amusement as the guardian of these children tried unsuccessfully to get them in a straight line for the perfect picture with him. While he kindly maintained his position for the picture to be taken, some of the lovely young tourists were moving, and it was so funny that he broke into a smile. He had to quickly time his march to stop the laughter that threatened to burst out from his mouth. A very smart guard. This guard is probably just as shocked as you are at how incredibly respectful this boy is. The way he politely greeted the guard and made sure it was okay to stand where he was standing forced the royal guard to immediately let him know it was fine. This beautiful behaviour even got the young man a thumbs up from the guard, a very nice gesture, and something you don't see happen very often. Aren't they adorable? These cool tourists posed for a picture without much trouble. After the picture, it was so funny how they tried to look under the hat, and they kept trying. Hilarious. Kids are definitely the Royal Guard's biggest undoing. They make it so easy for these serious, very focused soldiers to break their solemn nature. In this instance, you can see how scared these two kids are to touch the horse. The guard would probably shout at some adult tourist to step away from the horse, but for these children, he encouraged them to touch. He was probably touched by their bravery and the fact that they sought some permission before touching. While one kid was standing at a safe distance and quietly taking a picture, another kid with his mother walked up to the guard and was like, "What's up, bro?" The gentle pat from the kid is so adorable. Kids just don't care, and they are way too innocent to do anything from a place of malice. This was something the guard understood and was not bothered about the touching. Even when the mother of the boy apologized, the guard just smiled it off. The kindness of this guard is so refreshing to see.
We've seen this video before. It is a complete goldmine of a video. Scott, the boy in the video, was celebrating his birthday, so decided to dress up in the King's Guard's outfit and visit the guards at the Tower of London. Soon after, a group of King's Guards are marching towards a building, and I assume they have just finished their shift. They march past him as he salutes to them all. One of the guards decides to go back to the kid, tells him to walk over to him. They stand side by side, and the mother takes a photo of them together.
If children are the guard's undoing, then children dressed as royal guards completely break the guard's stoicism to pieces. Because how cute is this? Talk about an overload. This little kid dressed up in the job in respects the most, a royal guard, even patiently waited with his mum to see one. And we can see that he wasn't disappointed. Our very dependable royal guards would never allow that. You can see from the way he intentionally marched up to the little boy and turned him around to take a picture. Even the boy's mum was shocked at the unbelievable opportunity and had to start looking for her phone to capture the special moment. Kids have always brought out the fun and loving sides of guards. This guard makes it easy for the kids to relate to him, and he even allows the kids to wear his bearskin hat, something only he or his colleagues are allowed to touch. It didn't stop at that. There was this shocking moment when he even gave a kid his sword to hold for a brief moment, and you can see how excited the kid was to receive such an awesome privilege. The guard was off duty at that moment, which allowed him more freedom to show his fun side. This was a brilliant moment. When this little girl went for a picture, the horse nudged her in the face, and it was a little too much. She quickly ran back to her father. Her father, understanding that this animal hadn't done that out of malice, took his daughter back to the horse, and we got to see one of the most beautiful moments. The horse and father's head touching, the guard allowing it because this was a moment. The daughter looking up and understanding that this creature does not hate me. Talk about perfection.
Yeah? Why are you correct? Why like that? Oh, your brass just fell off. Oh, never mind. I'll see you, mate. I've got to go, but it's been lovely talking to you. Right, you take care. Bye-bye.
The first question anyone asks is, are the royal guards allowed to talk like that? Yeah, that question is acceptable, because guards talking isn't something you would see. But in this instance, a rare moment, if we are honest, the guard couldn't help but appreciate the dedication of this young fan. The way he dressed in uniform, practically from head to toe, must have wowed the officer. Even we are wowed, and we aren't soldiers, so imagine being in this guard's shoes. Even to a minor detail like the stick he was holding, this kid was completely dedicated to looking his best. And for his efforts, he got a handshake, something not many people can boast about. This was a really emotional moment that was captured on video. This royal guard's sister came to take a picture with him, and after breaking the rule by allowing her to come so close and even touching him, this big brother gently squeezed her hand. That is some brotherly love right there, making his little sister know she is acknowledged and loved. And when it was time to leave, she was so overwhelmed to the point of crying, and even the guard was struggling to hold back tears from falling. It was just so emotional for both siblings. Their parents must be incredibly proud because we are. The royal guard can be very intimidating. The very nature of their job demands it. But as we can see from this video, the royal guards are humans and not robots. And even as they do their duty diligently, they still find a means to show children and the world in general that they love sharing happiness. A kid getting a smile from them makes every parent's trip worth it. Not to mention how inspiring they look when they show that loving side to children who look up to them. These rare and heartbreaking moments deserve the utmost respect. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell to receive our new stories.